Hello and welcome back to another action figure comparison episode on the KenOhWee channel. It has been a while since I had a comparison video and I am extremely excited to be comparing the Mafex Peter B. Parker action figure from Medicom Toys to the SV action Peter B. Parker figure from Sentinel Toys. And don't you worry, the box sizes does not indicate which package is better, otherwise we wouldn't need to do this comparison because it would have been clear who would be the winner between the two. Size does not matter. That's not what she said, but that's irrelevant to today's episode. But before I begin, I'd like to remind everyone that everything mentioned from this point onwards are solely based on one person's humble opinion, and it does not represent nor does it disregard anyone else's thoughts on these two figures. That's the beauty of toys. Let's just agree to disagree and have a fun talk about these figures. So without further ado, let's begin the comparison. Figure design. When you put the two action figures side by side, it's clear who still went to the gym from time to time and who added a little too much cheese toppings on their extra large pizza. And even though they look almost the same, it's the smallest details that set them apart. For example, the muscles are a touch bigger and more defined in the Sentinel Toys figure than the Mafex. Like, look at the back. Sentinel Toys has a sculpted back while Mafex is all soft. Triceps, chisel versus soft. The chest, Sentinel is more pumped while Mafex is slightly flatter. The bulging shoulders on the Sentinel was a lot smaller on the Mafex. Even the waist area. Sentinel Toys' waist is slightly thinner, and just looking at the entire build as a whole, all those little details make Mafex Spider-Man look blockier and softer than Sentinel Toys Spider-Man, which, if we're talking about character representation, I'd say Mafex looks a little bit more accurate. There is a trick to bump that belly out a bit more, and this is done by arching the bottom waist while crunching the upper waist. But even with this, Mafex still has the bigger belly. Let's not forget Sentinel Toys' missing hamstring. So here's how a leg is supposed to look like with hamstring on the Mafex figure. So there you go. I would say the details are slightly cleaner on the Sentinel Toys figure than the Mafex. If you zoom in, you can see some paint blotches, but it's not as obvious as the Mafex figure. The color palette on the Sentinel is a touch more muted. Mafex is more vibrant, especially in the blues. It also has a little bit more shine. All the webbing details are sculpted, but it's painted a little bit darker on the Mafex figure. Hence, it looks more pronounced. I'm going really nitty-gritty on this part, but the Spidey logo. The sculpt is a lot more accurate on the Mafex figure with the longer, sharper legs, but the surrounding where there isn't any webbing detail around the logo is accurate on the Sentinel figure. I wish we could just marry these two and we have the perfect Peter B. Parker Spidey logo on his chest. In terms of build and quality control of these figures, fortunately I have not experienced anything bad in their QC for both packages. They're both tight, but their joints are smooth as of doing this review. A few differences in figure engineering as well. So Sentinel Toys uses a ball joint in the shoulder area, so it carries the same issue from the previous figure, where if you move the shoulders around, it does leave a gap, while it's not as obvious with the hinge joint for the Mafex figure. And Sentinel Toys does reveal a few gaps in the torso area at the back when crunching, while it is quite minimal on the Mafex, but arching back does reveal more gap on the Mafex figure than on the Sentinel Toys figure. Legs can be pulled down on the Mafex figure, while it does not on the Sentinel Toys, and the rest is pretty much the same. So overall, and this is a really tough one, if you're all about accuracy, and when I say accuracy, I mean if you want a more overweight Peter B. Parker figure with a slightly more accurate Spidey logo and color palette, then Mafex edges out slightly over the Sentinel Toys. But if you want a fitter, more muscular Spider-Man with a cleaner appearance, then Sentinel is the obvious choice. But the Mafex does have better figure engineering than the Sentinel figure. Articulation. As always, we now arrive at my most favorite segment of these episodes, where we push their range of articulation to its absolute maximum capabilities. So without further ado, I present to you look up to the stars, the self-love, the back scratcher, the furrow dance, the mermaid, the ab cruncher, the crotch killer, the leg splitter, the Iron Man pose, the web crawler, the thinker, the dead spider, the tango, the end of the tunnel, the butt checker, the party squatter, the whatever pose, the lion head statue pose. Wow, that is the best lion head statue pose anyone could ever pull off. So well done, Lionhead. Well done. Accessories. And so we come to their accessories, and if this is solely based on who's got the lion head, then hands down, we have a clear winner here. So if all you ever want in a Spider-Man package is a lion head statue, there you go. I mean, it can't be any clearer than this. And yes, I will not stop talking about it because number one, it cost me almost $100, so I'm going to talk $100 worth of it. And number two, how could you not? However, to me personally, this accessory bears no significance to me, as I honestly can't remember when this lion head statue was ever featured in the movies. But if any of you do remember where or when this statue was featured, share it with me in the comment section down below. So moving ahead, if we take that lion head out of the equation, which means you're comparing a standard version of the Sentinel Peter B. Parker with the Mafex package, there are two very different set of accessories, unique to their own sets. So starting with the hands, Mafex Peter B. Parker has 8 additional pairs of interchangeable hands, including magnetic hands and feet. Sentinel Toys has 6 additional pairs of interchangeable hands, no magnet features sadly, but at least they have ungloved hands, which Mafex does not. They both come with one hand with a cup of coffee. If we're really boiling it down to the details, Mafex's cup has coffee. Mafex has 3 interchangeable web effects, Sentinel has 2 interchangeable web effects, excluding the web shooting hands where the webs are stuck on the hands. But comparing the two, Sentinel Toys' web feels a lot sturdier and looks much better, especially with that 3 webbing accessory. Mafex's web looks like it's about to snap at any time. Mafex has a slice of pizza and also an unmasked mask accessory which you can pack into one of the hands. Sentinel Toys has a pair of spectacles which can fit on all of the unmasked heads, but this accessory is extremely fragile, so I wouldn't want to use them too much. Speaking of interchangeable heads, they both come with interchangeable Spidey heads and unmasked heads. Mafex has 2 interchangeable Spidey heads where one's squinting and another with the normal eyes, one half masked head, and one fully unmasked Peter B. Parker head accessory. For the Sentinel, it comes equipped with a Spidey head with the normal eyes and one additional Spidey head with the eyes wide open. 2 unmasked Peter B. Parker head accessories with a lot of character. I mean, look at the lips all puckered up, ready to suck Mary Jane's face, and 1 unmasked Peter Parker head looking ahead. So if I'm comparing between the 2 packages, the Peter B. Parker heads on the Mafex package looks tired or bored, you know, just being Peter B. Parker, while the Sentinel Toys head accessory has a lot more life to it. I mean, that Peter Parker smile is a lady killer right there. And finally, we move on to their own special accessories that gives this package their own identity. So Mafex gives you a jacket, a sweatpants, shoes on the left feet, and boots on the right. And they also give you a pair of interchangeable Spidey legs, as it comes equipped with bare legs and a pair of bare feet. So you still get a Spider-Man figure and a Peter B. Parker figure, but if you mix the accessories around, you get a really sloppy fusion of the two. And this is the coolest and arguably the closest representation of Peter B. Parker in action figure form. On the other hand, Sentinel Toys provides you with an interchangeable waist and torso, so you can interchange between having a 1-month-old baby belly to having chiseled abs, essentially giving you 2 different characters in one package. But as I already mentioned in my review of the Sentinel Peter B. Parker figure, the chiseled waist feels like it belongs with the rest of the sculpt, while the belly feels like an extra, just to give you that hint of Peter B. Parker. So it comes down to what you want represented in your action figure, because their accessories are just so different and unique to their own packages. But just for the sake of this video, yes, it is confirmed that Sentinel Toys can wear Mafex's clothing accessories, although the pants are stretched out just a little bit, but it shows that this is yet another missed opportunity from Sentinel Toys to give this package some clothing. If they did, then Sentinel would have easily swept this category.
Scale.
And here is the Mafex and Sentinel Toys Peter B. Parker action figure standing next to other action figures for scale comparison.
Conclusion.
So, in summary, it's quite difficult to choose between these two packages because there are clearly two different characters. If I'm solely judging this whole thing based on the Peter B. Parker character alone, then Mafex clearly takes the cake. The sculpt, the accessories, even the interchangeable ones, they all complement the Peter B. Parker character. However, if you want a great Peter Parker or Spider-Man action figure from the Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse movie while having a hint of Peter B. Parker, then Sentinel Toys owns this slot. The clean and more muscular sculpt, the accessories, they all give you a sense of an amazing Peter Parker / Spider-Man figure. And the Peter B. Parker facial expressions are just so good, but it feels like an extra rather than part of the accessories as a whole. Ultimately, the final decision is yours, so I leave the question back to you. Which of these two action figures would you have on your shelf as your Peter B. Parker figure? Will it be the Mafex or the Sentinel Toys figure? Share your thoughts with me in the comment section down below, and with that all said, that concludes my review of these figures. Once again, I thank you all very much for tuning in and watching these episodes. If you did enjoy today's episode, do consider hitting the like and subscribe button and share it around with your friends. It will really help out the channel, and I truly appreciate each and every one of your support. Till the next video, take care and have a lovely week. Like to see more videos like this one? Well, say no more. Let me present to you the end screen. Click on video 1 or video 2 for more entertainment. These videos were carefully selected by highly trained professionals to suit your entertainment needs. Also, don't forget to click that subscribe button. If you don't, I shall haunt you in your sleep. So click it! I was just kidding, by the way. Okay, bye!